In this video, we are going to build a full-stack AI chat mobile application where a user needs to register and log in before using the application. And also, I will show you how to run the application on your personal phone as well. Before we get into it, let's look at the live demo. I'm going to open the application. And the first step is that I need to register for an account. I'm going to save for the display name as Ben, email as ben@gmail.com, and the password, create an account. After creation, I have logged in automatically, and we have the quick actions for coding, writing, planning, workspaces, and recent prompt. And we have these tabs: the home tab, workspaces, and profile. At the workspace here, I'm going to have one workspace for say coding, which means that all the chats related to coding will be saved into this workspace. And I can create unlimited workspace. For example, this one is for work. Alright, so back to the chat here, I'm going to start with the coding chat. So I'm gonna click on the coding. I'm gonna say that what is HTML and then send. And let's look at the response. And this is the response. I can save to my workspace, for example, coding, and save. And if I get into my workspace here, in the coding, I have one chat I can delete or pin. Perfect. And I can do follow-up chat as well. I can pin this particular chat. I can filter by today, last 7 days. And I believe you've seen the pattern, and I can also log out from here. And the best part is that I'll show you how to transform just an image to a functional full stack mobile application. And we are going to use Supabase for backend, Expo for the mobile app application, OpenAI model, and Cursor AI for the coding. If you are passionate about using AI to build projects, then hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share for more videos like this. In this video, we are going to build a full stack AI powered mobile application. And I'll show you the process involved from ideation to working mobile application. Our role as programmers has shifted from coding to instructing. So before you can use AI effectively, unless you know how to instruct it. So let's look at the process involved or the instructions that we may need for building such application. The first step is the planning stage, which is the ideation. In the planning stage, we will consider which kind of app that we want to build, the features, the style guide, and our target audience. In this case, we are going to build AI chat application. And note that there is nothing new under the planet. Everything has been made already. All what we are doing is we need to recreate, add value to it to make it different. This is where when building application, we need to have some inspirations about your app. And I often use a website called dribble.com. In here, you can search for any kind of app that you want to build, and you can get some inspirations about your project. In this case, I searched for AI chat, and this is what I want to mimic, which is this particular design over here. And if you look at the design, it has 3 screens: the dashboard, the chat, and then the chat history. And below, we also even have the style guide, which is this one. So if you look at the inspiration or the UI, it gives you a clear picture what you want to build. Even looking at the UI design, we can know the kind of features that we can also incorporate. So I'm going to save this image by right clicking and then save image as. And below here also, I want the style guide. I'm going to right click and then Good. So now I have the images. The next step is that I'm going to, based on the image, to be able to get the project overview, including the features and the style guide. This is where ChatGPT comes in. So here I'm going to provide the images that I have downloaded. So here, add files. I'm going to say that based on these images provided, give me the app overview or description and features, and lastly the style guide. And this is what we got, and we have the app overview and also the core features, and lastly the style guide, which is this one. So I'm going to copy the entire of this and then place it on a Word document, and we can refine. So I'm going to remove this, and below here I'm going to remove this one also. At this point, we have the project overview, including the descriptions and then the style guide. The next step is about the tech stack that we are going to use to build this project. So back to ChatGPT here, we are going to ask for the tech stack that we can use to build this project. And since we know what we are doing, we can provide the AI the kind of tech stack that we are going to use. Like I said, our job as programmers has shifted from coding to instructing. So in here, we are going to instruct the AI to use our tech stack. And the first one is Expo. And Expo was built on top of React Native for building mobile apps that can run both on Android and iOS. We are going to use Supabase as our backend for this project, and then ChatGPT. Once again, Expo is for building mobile apps. Supabase is going to serve as our backend to store user information, for example, the login in and the chat history. And for ChatGPT, we are going to use their model for the chat feature. So back here, I'm going to say that these are our tech stack: Expo, Supabase, and OpenAI model. So convert the app overview to PLD that we can use AI to build this app and submit. It's going to convert to what is called PLD, which is product requirement document. All right, and we got full detailed PLD for this project. So I'm going to copy this and we are going to refine. So back here, I can even replace with this. And let's look at the PLD being generated. I'm going to remove this one from here, and below remove this. Let's go through it step by step. For the project name, it is called AI Productivity Workspace App. I'm going to call it as AI Chat App. And tech stack is Expo, Supabase, OpenAI for assistant overview, the primary objectives, key features here, the data model profile, dashboard for the home screen, AI workspace, chat interface, data model, prompt, task view, and user flow. The first one is onboarding. User opens the app, login, profile, and the dashboard. Let me remove the non-functional requirement and also the milestones. Okay, remove everything. Great. To this point, as you can see, we use the image only, and from the image we got the PLD for our project. The next step is we need to set up our environment to build this project, and we are going to use Cursor AI as our AI editor. You can use either Windsurf or Tray AI. The concept that matters. We are not going to write any Node.js code, but we may need this one to be able to run our mobile application. After installing, then we are going to use Expo. So visit expo.dev and then click on the documentation. and then set up your environment. So the next step is, where would you like to develop? And it says that we recommend using a rare device to develop, since you will get to see exactly what your users will see. And for Expo, we can build for Android and then iOS. So if you click on the Android, it gives you the instructions how to use Android device or iOS device. So for Android device, we are going to download an app called Expo Go. If you visit this website, you're going to click on Google Play Store. So here, if you're on Android, you can download Expo Go, and that is it. And this one is for Android users. For iOS users, click on iOS device, and then below, click on Expo, and then click here to go to App Store. And make sure to have Expo Go as well. So at this point, we have set up our environment by installing Expo Go on our mobile phones. And I'll show you how we are going to use this. Now that we have the tools needed, the next step is make sure to have an account with Supabase. And Supabase is a backend services provider that offers authentication databases out of the box. So here I'm going to register. I'm going to sign up using my GitHub account, or you can use your email account to sign in. After logging in, the next step is to create an organization by clicking on New Organization. I'm going to call this one as Classroom. You can name it whatever you want, and provide your database password, and then create new project. The next step is OpenAI. So here, if you visit platform.openai.com, all what we need is our API key. So make sure to sign up. I'm going to log in into my account. Alright, go to dashboard and then click on API keys. For this, unless you're on a paid plan, to be able to create API key, I'm going to name it as AI chat, and then create the key. You may need this one to be able to interact with the API. Let me click done for now, and we will come back to it. At this point, we are done with the setup. The next step is Cursor AI Editor. So I'm going to have a folder called AI chat, and I'm going to open it using Cursor AI. Alright, so the next step is that we need to have our project. If you visit Expo and then documentation, we're going to use this command. Even though the AI can create our project for us, but let's set up the environment before involving AI. So back to the terminal, I'm going to paste this and then hit enter. The name of the project, I'm going to use the name of the folder that we specified. Therefore, I'm going to use period. It has finished creating our project. The next step is I'm going to show you how to run the application on your mobile phone. And we have already installed what is called Expo Go on iOS and then Android. So the next step is that we are going to run this project either by using npm run Android in case you are using Android, and then iOS and then the web. Since I'm using iOS, I'm going to use the iOS. In case your phone is Android, then use this one. And this is my mobile phone with the Expo Go being installed, which is this one here. So let me hit enter. It is downloading Expo Go, so let's wait. Oh, sorry, on my side, since we are using our mobile phones, we are going to use a different snippet. So shut down by pressing Ctrl+C or Command+C, and we're going to use npx expo start. Alright, we have the QR code. We're going to scan. I'm going to open my camera and then search for camera, and open in Expo Go and let's see. All right, and this is our fresh React Native application, which is this one. Perfect. So we are done with the initial setup. The next step is involving AI to build this project. Before using AI, unless you provide the instructions about our project so that the AI can follow. In our Word document, which is this one, I'm going to copy everything from here back to cursor, click on settings, and then click on rules and memories. We are going to use what is called project rules, and project rules will be applicable to the app that we are building. So I'm going to click on add rule, and then I'm going to call this one as app overview or rules. Hit enter, and I'm going to paste the description here. Perfect. So we have provided information about our project to the AI. Open the AI chat here and make sure to select the agent. And I'm going to say that build this app. With this prompt, it will look at the project structure and look for the rules in case we have it. And this is a rule. And we can also use the @mention to specify the rule. So here as that, and then submit. And let's wait while cursor is busy building our application for us. So while it is building, we can also learn from it. So the first step is that initialize Expo project, and we have it, and set up Supabase client and configurations and create authentication, the dashboard. So these are the to-dos that the AI is going to follow. So let's wait while cursor is busy building our project for us. All right, it is done. So the next step is we need to read the summary about what the AI has generated to be able to know our next move. So if you look at the overview here, which is AI chat app successfully built, and these are the features. Below, the project structure, documentation created, the setup, the API docs, features, the summary, and the next steps to run the application. We need to set up the environment variable. So the first step is we need to create Supabase project. We need to create a new project, and we need to run the SQL, which is Supabase schema, in the SQL editor, and then copy the project URL and the key. That is the first step for the Supabase integration. And also go to platform.openai.com to get the keys. Before we get into it, let's restart our application. All what you have to do is to shake your phone, and you're going to see reload. Click on that, and we have beautiful errors. So let me reload the JavaScript. Still, we have this error. And before we continue, let's fix this error. I'm going to open the terminal, and this is the error message. I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to say that fix this error, paste, and then submit. All right, so let me keep all, and let me shake the phone to reload. And this time around, we've got different error, and that is Supabase configurations. So I'm going to copy this error message, that, and then shift enter. I'm going to say that these are my Supabase credentials. And back to Supabase. For your project, below we have the project API. I'm going to copy this, paste, and the API key, copy, and then paste and submit. It is going to modify the environment variable to use our keys from Supabase. This is where your idea about programming comes in. At least you should know the basics, but not the actual coding, so that you can direct the AI. As you can see, after fixing, we have our application being updated, which says that welcome back, and then a user can sign in or create an account. Let me click on create an account here and see the different form. Perfect. Great. So the next step is about the OpenAI API key. Back to OpenAI, I'm going to have new API key, create a new one, AI, and then copy, done. I'm going to say that this is my OpenAI API key. Paste and then submit. Before we continue, we have left one more step, and that is Supabase SQL editor, which is this one here. And let me open this file, which is this. It says that we should open the file in your project and copy all the SQL code and paste it into your query editor, and then click run or press enter. I'm going to copy this and back to Supabase, which is this. Let me look for the SQL editor, which is this. Copy, click on that and then paste, and then click on run. Run this query, and success, no rows returned. So if you check the database here, we have our messages, the prompts, workspace, and lastly the authentication. Now we can register. So I'm going to register name as Emma here, the email I'm going to use this, and the password I'm going to use an account created. Perfect. I'm going to log in, and I got a message that confirm your sign up. I'm going to confirm from my Gmail account. And click on confirm. I can't access that, but let me get back to the application here, and we can turn the confirmation off in our Supabase. To turn the confirmation off, click on authentication and sign in providers. Below here, confirm email, turn it off and save. So I'm going to log in and sign in. Awesome, guys. We have same design as the one we got from the UI from Dribble and Workspace. Let me click on Workspace here, create a workspace. Alright, after a few tweaks, let me try again. What is CSS? And guys, this is the response, which is amazing. And I'm going to save it to my workspace, which is this, and then save. Nice. If I get back home and then my workspace, I have one chat. Alright guys, so here ends this project. In case you find this useful, then don't forget to subscribe, comment and share for more videos like